If you love pro wrestling and pro wrestling video games, then there's a damn good chance you'll love OJ-FWA Fight TV. It's pro wrestling machinima with a distinctive pro wrest feel. Real action, real characters, real tension. Now in its second broadcast season. See what everyone's talking about. Check out OJ-FWA Fight TV. You'll never think of pro wrestling the same way again.
I was never a big PlayStation guy. I owned one, but I only bought it after the price dropped to play those newfangled SmackDown games. I mainly played video games for wrestling, and the N64 suited that need perfectly, thank you very much. Besides, PlayStation just might be the worst system ever in regards to wrestling games. I mean, think of all the stink bombs that got released on the system. We're talking all-time bad games here, or at least we will when we cover them in the near future. One of the non-terrible PlayStation games was WCW vs. the World, released on February 28, 1997 in the US. Not the first ever 3D wrestling game, but probably the first one a lot of fans played. Start it up and you get a cool intro video of WCW stars using actual video footage. That's the upside to using CD-based games. Of course, the downside is this. If you're wondering why it's WCW vs. the World, well, the game is just a port of Virtual Pro Wrestling from Japan, which was released in 1996. So there are only a handful of WCW guys in the game, and the rest are from several companies in Japan with names and appearances changed. So they're basically saying, watch WCW stars take on the best from around the world instead of we imported a game and slapped the WCW name on it. Interestingly, the rosters aren't exactly the same. The US version added Lex Luger, William Regal, and Dean Malenko for the WCW roster. There's absolutely no sign of the NWO outside of Hollywood Hogan. Even he's doing classic babyface Hogan t-shirt rip on the menu screen. Also, you could unlock Dynamite Kid in the Japanese version, but in WCW vs. the World, he's been replaced by Jeff Jarrett. Seems a fair trade, no? Also, why does Ultimo Dragon look like a lizard man on the menu screen?
Chicago's in delirious, and I'm out to get a dawn, and up to you going, and I'm in the zone, still is up. In my darkest hours, I toss the glass, did the sun, like that I get.
You get a choice of 52 guys to start with the option of unlocking Gate more. Remember, at the time, the most recent games I had played were WWF Raw and maybe the WrestleMania Arcade game, which most only had about a dozen guys, so a limited roster wasn't as big a deal. The WCW guys on the menu screen have cartoon pictures when you highlight their name. Everyone else has a digitized picture, although there is some overlap. Ken Shamrock, for example, appears to have been given Disco Inferno's picture, maybe because Ken happened to be in the WWF at the time. He's also called Sherlock, which cracks me up to no end. A disco-loving detective pro wrestler.
This summer, he's tapped out mister. He's taken crime to the judge's decision. Now, the world's most dangerous detective steps out of the lion den and into the danger zone to find out who killed Disco. Ken Wayne Shamrock, Oleg Tukteroff in a wig, Grammy Award-winning rapper DJ Jazzy Baba, and introducing David Abbott as Tiggy the Tank. Sherlock, 8 Sides of Funky, probably coming to a theater near you this summer. Maybe. Go find your Kickstarter to give us some money.
And I tabled that for the Chikara's Next Creator Wrestler contest. If you played World Tour on the N64, you'll recognize a lot of names, but there are plenty of new wrestlers with goofy made-up names. Stan Hansen is called The Count for some reason. Kerry Albright is called Bear Breath. And Road Warrior Hawk is in the game as Overdose. Jesus. You may start up a match and think, hey, this is just a PlayStation version of WCW vs. NWO World Tour. Great. Well, not quite. Granted, a lot of move animations and taunts look the same, but the game engine works a bit differently. In World Tour, you would tap or hold down A to grapple. And when you secured that grapple, you would hit the direction pad and A and B to select a move. But in WCW vs. the World, it's a bit different. Here you hit direction pad and the O button to institute a grapple. The move will depend on the direction you hit, how long you hold down the O button, and the distance from you to your opponent. Also, if you tap X, you'll do a strike. If you hold it down, you'll do a kick. And if you tap the R2 button, you'll do a strong strike, like holding down the B button in the Aki games. Let me say off the bat, I like the N64 versions a lot better. At least in terms of being able to pull off the moves I wanted to. But the PlayStation engine isn't all that bad, at least after a bit of a learning curve. The options basically line up with what you saw in World Tour. There are league challenges to unlock hidden characters, straight-up tournaments, and round-robin tournaments. The strange thing is the computer always picks a sequence of matches. Let me start with computer versus computer matchup. While you have the option of skipping, it's weird that you can't decide the order. I had a setup where the winner was already determined, and the computer wouldn't let me play my last match. It's the same for tournaments. When you select, say, the 8 guys involved, it's been traditional that the tournament brackets would follow the selection sequence. In other words, the first few guys you select would be matched up, and then the next 2, and so on. But the computer jumbles that up too. It's very strange. What isn't here is any form of tag mode, which is pretty lame. I'm guessing anyone would prefer tag matches over the betting a belt feature they put in there. You can also choose from a variety of canvases, which is pretty standard. But the WCW one is actually the WCW Pro logo. That'd be like WWE 13 having the Superstar set, but not Raw. Graphically, the wrestlers look pretty blocky. If you look at them from afar, they look alright, but up close they seem a little off. Look at Eddie Guerrero. Looks like someone imitating Eddie Guerrero during a skit on Nitro. After the match, you get the time length, the who won the match, and also a weird little blurb. After a double countout, it said, "Impossible draw." I don't know, it seemed pretty possible to me. I think I admire this game a lot more than I like it. Not that it's a bad game or anything, but I see it more as the foundation of a great series of games that followed. I wouldn't call it a must-play, but it was certainly worth the $1.99 I paid for it. Thanks, GameStop. If you want a WCW game for the PlayStation, trust me, this game looks like no mercy compared to what came later. Okay, there's been way too much love in the Funtime Arcade these past few months. We're going to rip into a crap game next. WWF Warzone, we're coming for you. Till next time, thanks for watching. Remember, the winner is you.